Hello everybody, my name is Ian Lamont. I'm the founder of i30 Media Corp and the author of Lean Media. Today I'm going to be talking about Amazon Marketing Services advertisements and the metric called ACoS. And I'm going to compare it with two other metrics that I've created, which I think can give you a better insights into the success or failure of your Amazon marketing campaigns. And this can be used for almost any type of product on Amazon that uses AMS ads, including books, electronics, gadgets, industrial goods, anything you can think of can use these techniques to kind of get a better handle on what you're doing with your ads. So when I say AMS ad types, there's a couple different variations of that. On the example on the right, I've searched in books for genealogy, the keyword genealogy, and that generates two types of ads on that page. One of them is a headline ad, and that's at the very top. It has a picture and says good genealogy takes more than online searches. And then below that is a sponsored product ad for one of the same books. And these are books that my company produces. But you can see at the bottom of the screenshot there's actually another sponsored product ad for someone else's book. And basically, for certain types of advertisements on AMS, you can have multiple ads from different companies on the same page. But the four types that I deal with as a publisher are the four that are listed there: headline, sponsored products, product display, and lock screen. If you are selling a different type of product, you might see different types of ads that are available. But headline and sponsored products and product display, I think those are common across most product types on Amazon. And if you go to your AMS dashboard, you'll see the ACoS figure, average cost of sales, and it's it's expressed as a percentage, and when you first look at it, you might not understand what it means. But if you click the little question mark, you'll see a bubble that pops up, and it says this. And basically, it's the amount you've spent divided by your total sales during the campaign. And let's just kind of break an example down here. So ACoS, average cost of sales, and let's say that you have an ad campaign, a headline ad campaign. It has 300 ad clicks over the course of a month, and 10 sales result from that. And each product that is sold, the retail price is $20. So the gross sales is $200. And Amazon Marketing Services costs are $90. So you've spent $90 on those 300 ad clicks, and that's how they calculate ACoS. It's basically ad spend divided by gross sales, and it comes up with a figure. So 45%. And you might look at 45% and say, hey, well, that doesn't seem so bad. But, warning, you are paying for Amazon's cut. So the gross sales, the $200, that also includes the money that Amazon is making, Amazon's revenue. So Amazon's revenue, of course, includes its own costs as well as its profit. And you're paying for that. So I think ACoS is actually a very poor measure of the success of your campaign. And I'll get into that when I describe the next two metrics that I use. So ACON is a metric that I've created. It means average cost of net. And basically, let's say you have the gross sales of $200, but then you subtract Amazon's cut. So Amazon, let's assume that they're taking 33% of those gross sales to cover their own costs and profit. And that you're left with $134. AMS costs, it's $90. So the average cost of the net revenue, that's the revenue that Amazon is remitting to your company, is 67%. So it's ad spend over the company's revenue, but there's another warning here. The company net revenue, that doesn't break down the costs that you have to pay in order to get those products produced in Amazon's warehouses to be sold. So again, ACON, it's a useful metric, but I think it can be improved a little bit. And the metric that, at the end of the day, this is the metric that matters. Average cost of profit on AMS. So let's break it down again. Your company gets $134 in revenue, but the cost of the goods sold is $59. And let's assume that these costs include other operational costs to run your company, etc. So the profit that you're dealing with is $75, but you're spending $90. And if the average cost of profit is ad spend divided by profit, and you get a figure of 120%, warning, your costs are more than your profit, and this is basically a money-losing AMS campaign. So, just to recap, the ACoS that Amazon provides, it said about 45%, but your average cost of profit is 120%. And those are vastly different metrics and can lead you to vastly different conclusions about how successful your campaign is. So you may wonder, well, how do I track ACOP, average cost of profit, as well as ACON, average cost of net? And unfortunately, Amazon doesn't do it for you. You have to do it on your own. And what I've done is I've created a spreadsheet that basically takes all of the data that I get from Amazon, including ACoS and how much money I spend on AMS ads every ad period. I usually track it on a bi-monthly basis. And then I also figure out how much my costs are for the products that are being sold and some other metrics. And then I plug them into the spreadsheet, and then I get both the ACON and the ACOP. And you can see for these particular periods, it starts out all right. The ACON is 27% and the ACOP is 37%. But then you can see it's starting to creep up. And basically, once your ACOP is approaching 100%, you should really be questioning whether this is a good use of your money, or you should really recalibrate how your ads are working, and that might mean changing the bids that you're placing on keywords, or maybe creating a new ad with different ad copy or different images to use. There's lots of ways you can do that, and in fact I have some more videos about optimizing AMS ads. But this is a metric that can kind of sound out how you're doing on your campaigns, and then basically evaluate whether or not AMS or a certain campaign is a good fit for the products you're selling. For more information on AMS campaigns, selling stuff on Amazon, and also just in general making the most of the media that you create. And the media could be actually an advertisement for a product that you're selling, or it could be a blog post, it could be a video game, it could be all kinds of different things. Check out my book, Lean Media. Leanmedia.org actually contains more videos about how to use AMS and how to get the most out of your media. And you can also follow me on Twitter or contact me using the email address on the page. Thank you so much for watching.